Now, so far in this series, we've only ever been writing client-side code, and by that I mean code that runs inside the browser. We've not written any server-side code whatsoever. But sometimes we need to run additional logic or code that executes on the server and not inside a browser, code that perhaps you want hidden from the client. Now, typically, we create and run perhaps a node server on something like Heroku to do that, and then create our server-side code from scratch to run there. But there is another easier option, so that we don't have to do all of that server setup, configuration, and management. We could instead use Firebase Cloud Functions. Now, Firebase Cloud Functions are functions that we can create that are then stored in the Firebase Cloud online. And these functions typically contain code you would normally write to run on a server. We could use one, for example, to query our users in the database, or to perform some kind of manipulation of data before we receive it in the client. So instead of creating our own server to run all of this backend logic on, we can use Firebase Cloud Functions to do that instead. And Firebase will take care of all of the server management for us. So then we can call a function to do something from our application on the front end inside the client when we need to. And they're pretty simple to set up and run too. So when we deployed our last application to Firebase, we said in the setup that we wanted to use Firebase Cloud Functions. Therefore, what Firebase did was create a functions folder right here. So all of our different functions that contain server-side logic will live inside this folder. Then when we do a deploy to Firebase, it will take these functions and upload them so that we can access those functions from our application. And we'll start with a very simple one in the next lesson.